Asking too many questions?
Nope.
Tiffany asked me 6 questions and wants me to answer them all with one word at the same time. I say, which one do you want me to answer and which order? I can answer the 4th one, but it might be a different answer than you wanted for the 2nd one. So anyway, welcome back to MHAB. We're here in the middle of the summer and we're doing a taco salad today. It's a really simple Simon thing. It's going to be hot and muggy today, and you know, nothing like a nice crisp fresh salad to enjoy on a summer day. So what we've got, Telly's got us zoomed in over here on ingredients. We've got about 2 pounds of ground beef, which I'm going to put in the skillet in just a minute, and I'm going to add to that some cumin, some garlic powder, some chili powder, black pepper, secret seasoning. Can you see that? Yeah. I don't know. Is that pronounced tajin or tagine? I mean, I want to say tagine, but it's a J, and it's Latino, so I guess it's tajin. And salt. So let's go ahead and put that in. We'll toss that on the stove now and get that going, and then we'll cut the vegetables and put the salad together. All right. So skillet's hot, I think. Ooh, good sound. Hot skillet sound. Break that up a little bit. And the only thing I'm going to cook with that, besides the spices, of course, is a little onion. So I'm going to take about a half of a red onion. You see that guy there, and mince that up, and I'm going to add that to the meat while it's cooking, and then we'll throw the spices in. Because we want those onions to flavor the meat. We want them to get nice and soft with the meat, so that the meat is all sort of one texture with the vegetable that's in it. And then the other vegetables will be on the salad themselves, and they'll be nice and light and crispy. So, a couple of pounds of meat, half a pound of diced red onion. Back onto the stove, and now we'll grab our 4 spices: cumin, garlic, chili powder, black pepper. And those will go straight in, about a tablespoon of each, give or take. You can always adjust seasoning. Oh boy, that smells good. I like using a fairly high fat content ground beef for something like this because the fat carries a lot of flavor. It seems to kind of makes the flavor amalgamate a little better and spread through the whole meat. And then you can drain it off. What I typically will do, I'll show you when we get there, is I'll set the skillet down on a tilt so the fat drains out, and then we'll serve from the drier spot. So okay. Can you see that okay? We've got that half onion minced up, 4 spices: cumin, chili powder, black pepper, and garlic. And we're going to let that cook. I'll turn around to it a couple times while we're working on the salad across the aisle. I wanted to mention something about one of our previous shows. We had a guest. He likes to say guest chef. I say guest something else. Anyway, he was on our very own, our beloved MHAB Mike, was on doing the second half of the avocado lime cilantro chicken tacos. If you haven't watched it, I'm begging you, please don't. Just for the love of Pete and all things holy, don't watch it. When it gets more watches, one watch on that video, and MHAB Mike's hat size goes up 3 sizes. His head gets so big, he becomes insufferable. So please don't watch it. Anyway, enough said. So what we've got here is we've got scallions, fresh from the garden this morning. Tomatoes from the greenhouse. Still, we don't have outdoor tomatoes ripe. We've got outdoor tomatoes, but they're not ripe yet. Red onion, ripe red. They're called a Hungarian pepper. Got to taste them because sometimes sometimes they're really hot, and sometimes they're really not. You got to balance that with the jalapenos, which we know are a little hot. Those are nice and sweet today. It's a little weird because they do vary. So anyway, we're just going to mince these things up, and we're going to put them on a bed of lettuce, and it's going to look kind of colorful and, I don't know, maybe a little artful. So we use the green tops of the scallions, and we'll dice up a tomato or two. These are dead ripe, just picked an hour ago. And then we'll do some peppers. We'll do that supposedly hot Hungarian that we just tasted, which is not very hot. But we'll cut that in rings just because it looks nice to sit on top of the salad in rings. I like the seeds as well. And then we'll do the same with a jalapeno, which we know has got a little bit of zip. I'm going to leave, here's a little tip with something like that. When you're putting something hot in, it's always a good idea to leave it a little big. The reason for that is if somebody buys a salad, because we are going to make these to sell in the store today as well, and if somebody buys the salad and they really hate hot food, and if the jalapenos or the hot peppers are teeny tiny, they can't get it out. But if I leave it big enough, somebody can sort the hot jalapeno off to the side. So do those in fairly good sized rings so people can see it and identify what they're getting at. And we'll dice up some red onion. I'm not going to quite dice this. I'm going to cut it pole to pole. Hey Clarissa, how are you this morning? Don't you love her laugh? Isn't that great? Ay, ay, ay. We got such great people here. Tiffany and Clarissa are running around like mice in the background trying to be quiet. And it's like, we've got a working kitchen. It's all right. Make noise. So anyway, I've got some shredded cheese. I didn't shred it myself. We've got pre-shredded cheese, scallions, tomatoes, sweet red peppers, some jalapenos, red onion, and now we'll shred up some good old-fashioned iceberg lettuce. There is nothing fancy about a taco salad. I'm old enough that I remember when I was a kid, in the fall and winter months in the supermarkets, the only lettuce you had access to in the market was iceberg. I guess it's the one lettuce that travels the best, and they figured out how to truck that around the country early on. So I put a nice generous portion of iceberg lettuce on that plate, and then we'll take 10 seconds and stir the beef. So that's coming along nicely. Always taste as you go, because you can always adjust. All right, that's pretty good. We're going to add our secret ingredient, the one I showed you about, tagine. I'm going to put a tablespoon and a half in there. It's a nice general Mexican-style spice. It comes from a company down in Houston. It's got a little lime zest in it, which is nice. It's the citrus kind of lightens things up and brightens things up a little bit. Now I'm going to also add, a couple of teaspoons to that amount of meat. Just a couple of teaspoons of kosher salt. Okay, that's close. Now, while that's finishing up over there, we will make the plate. And I like to put things around so that they are kind of appealing. I'm not very artistic, but you know, I do what I can. So we've got scallions, chopped tomatoes, those nice big chunks of jalapenos so people can pick them out if they don't like hot. The sweet red peppers, red onion. And then we're going to use this mixture of cheese. We're going to go all over the top, and we're going to put chips in the middle. Now, when we sell this at the store, what we'll do is we'll put chips in a separate little wax bag so they stay crispy. But this is for presentation and to be eaten right away. We're going to put the chips right on top of the salad and the Frito Bandito. There we go. Those are the big Fritos. They're, you know, like a big chunky crouton in a Caesar salad. They're called scoopers. Scoops, I think, actually, technically. So you can see that meat is uniformly cooked and seasoned. Those onions have gotten nice and soft in there, and my glasses are steamed up, so I can't really see what I'm doing. But you know what? We all have our challenges. So a nice healthy bit of meat, and now we're going to make a little dressing. We have some regular store-bought ranch I've got over this batch, which will use up all this meat, probably about 1.5 cups. How much do I have there? 1.5 cups. And I'm going to add to that 3 or 4 canned chipotle peppers. Chipotle's an adobo. My mouth is watering. I got to be careful. I'll put a little bit of that adobo sauce in there. And I'm going to squeeze about half a lemon in there because I like the lightness. I like the lightness that the citrus adds. Now you can do this in a blender. You can do it in a food processor. I'm going to do it with a stick blender. But we're just going to do it enough to grind up the pepper and get things to mix together. So we'll make some noise for a second. Give that a taste, see what we need, if anything. That is pretty good. Couple extra scallions on top, just because it's green and because we can. And there you have it. Taco salad a la MHAB with ranch and chipotle pepper dressing. That'll do, pig. Thanks for joining us.